welcome everyone to another game of World of Warships. Today we are in the Kongo, the Tier 5 Japanese battleship. We are on the map Big Race in the Domination game mode in a Tier 5 match. Now, the Kongo was originally constructed during World War I as a battle cruiser, and it was later rebuilt as the battleship we have here. The Kongo features 4 turrets, double-barreled, 365mm I believe. That's a lot of firepower, but it's less than the US counterpart, the New York. The main advantage of the Kongo is the enormous range. The Kongo has about 21 kilometers range, and it cannot meet a ship with more range, no matter the matchmaking. Now here we see my first shots. They are aimed at the Königsberg, who is presenting us with a broadside, and he paid for that. Now on this map I decided to go north. Here at the south side there are a lot of small islands. There are easy ways for destroyers to hide, and if you come close to these islands and if there are torpedoes here, there isn't much space to maneuver. As a battleship you don't want to be down here, usually. You also don't want to just drive through the middle, because then you'll get killed, so most of the time you want to look what's happening up there. That's exactly what I'm doing. Now, I'm not sure what this Königsberg's intentions are, but basically he stopped moving and he is presenting me with his broadside, and that's what happens if you stop moving in a cruiser out in the open. That shouldn't have been a surprise for anyone. Now, I'm getting dangerously close to this island. And getting very close to an island can mean there are torpedoes. Yeah. We all know how it ends if you get close to torpedoes. Interestingly enough, the enemy battleships decided to go south. I'm not sure entirely why. They aren't really pushing into this passage, which is good for them, but what else are they expecting to do down here if they don't expect to push? I mean, maybe they just want to camp their spawn. Now I'm shooting at this Königsberg, and unfortunately I don't get a good hit. Now, here we are in a very bad situation. There is an Omaha at 2.5 kilometers away from me, and here he has torpedoes. And torpedoes hurt. Now, if my guns were loaded, I probably could have killed him by now. And I managed to avoid a lot of these torpedoes, but I don't get a good hit on him. And there are even more torpedoes, so it's not looking that great. I get 2 more hits. I decide to shoot at the full tucker with all the torpedoes, by the way, because my guns are pointed that way, and I do have support. And yeah, there are torpedo bombers, so what looked to be very good for me has gotten a lot worse, very fast. Now my team managed to sink the Omaha. I am still alive. I avoided most of the torpedoes shot at me, and now I'm retreating. As a battleship, you have your healing ability, which obviously has a cooldown. But if you survive, you can heal yourself up. and you have very powerful guns, you should try to stay in the game as long as possible. But I think my maneuver also demonstrated how I think you should use a battleship. Way too often I see the battleships sitting in the back because they say, hey, I have a long range and I can snipe, and then they don't hit anything because the enemy is 20 kilometers away and it's hard to hit on 20 kilometers. Now I decided more or less to lead the charge in the north, and yeah, I just killed another one. And got shot to pieces a bit by torpedoes, which was to a degree my fault. I was too close to an island, and now I turned back. Now I'll stay a little bit in the back, heal up, and engage the enemy again. Yeah, we missed. Weren't the best aimed shots. Now I'm bringing the ship around to return to the fighting. The enemy's battleships have realized that there is not a good position to push down there, and so they decided to go north. Our team is now pushing through this channel. As I said, I'm not convinced that battleships should go there, but after we had control of this channel, because I think we had a destroyer in the front and we still have a cruiser there in the front, I mean, it's safe to follow them, I guess. Though, yeah, these battleships still have to go through this passage, and torpedo bombers can punish them a lot there as well. So, not convinced. Also not convinced that, I mean, I've said before that these battleships should probably be in the north. Now they are in the north, but after they already were down there and I saw our team pushing, maybe they should have defended. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just killed another one. Let's say I finished him off. Yeah, it's not looking great for their team. They have a cruiser here up in the corner who is not in a position to do anything, and if I see people there, I somehow doubt that they were valuable to their team before. This battleship here, you can argue that he is here to defend, and maybe he was pushed into this corner. But I don't think the battleships made great decisions. Let's call it that. Not too great of a hit, but did some damage. And I think we did 0 damage with that. Now, neither he nor I are angling very well here. He could easily penetrate my citadels, and I could, in theory, penetrate his. But personally, I don't care at this point that much, because I figure we have won this game anyway. So might as well take a risk by showing my broadside and try to get more damage out of it. One can always argue that this isn't the best decision, but once I think, or I'm rather sure that we've won, I'll probably take more risks. And here I got another kill.
Our victory is in sight.
Now, the cruiser I think is still up there in this corner, doing nothing. This battleship is almost dead, and the carrier is... yeah, we're putting a lot of pressure on him as well. Do I manage to get another kill? No, I don't.